All right, last option for factoring. This is if you have 4 terms, it's under grouping. And I'll pick 2 of them that you had on your paper just to go through them with you. So all you're doing is you're grouping any 2 together and the other 2 together. So if I look at this first one, it would make sense for me to group 7x with bx, right? Because they both have an x. And then 7y with by because they both have a y. So I'm going to move them around so it makes it easier to follow. So I'm going to say 7x plus bx, and then minus 7y minus by. Okay, so see, now I have my x's together and my y's together. Now sometimes they're all the same variable, but it just depends. They're all different. And sometimes you don't have to move them. We'll see that on the next one. All right, so this one has an x in common. So I'm going to remember before we factored out an x, I'm left with 7 plus b. Okay, good so far? Then over here, I can factor out a minus y, and that would leave me with 7 plus b, because negative y times b will give me negative by. Okay, now if I notice, this and this are exactly the same. So I only have to write it once. 7 plus b. It's like we distribute it, okay? And then I'll take what's outside and put together in the other one. X minus y. I just factored by grouping. That's all there is to it. You want this and this to match. Okay, once it matches, you only have to write it once, and then whatever's outside you put together in the other. That's all there is to grouping. Okay, let's look at the next one. This one here, if I start trying to move stuff around, x squared and 5, they don't have anything in common. Just like 2x to the third doesn't have anything in common with 5. So I'm going to leave 5 with 10x, because 5 and 10, they both go into each other, or 5 goes into 10, right? So I'm going to keep them the way they are. I'm not going to have to move anything. And you'll get more comfortable with this as you go. And sometimes the grouping doesn't work, okay? And it's okay. Don't panic. So if I look at this first set here, right here, they both have 2 x's. So I can pull out an x squared, and I'm left with a 2 and one more x here, because I have 3. I have 2 out here, 1 more makes 3, right? Plus, now, a lot of people get confused on this because they're like, oh, well, my x squared's out there, it's gone. But I have to put a 1 in its place, because when I redistribute, if I don't have anything there, I'm not going to get it back, okay? All right, then over here, I can factor out a minus 5, right? Because 5 will go into 5 and 10. And 5 times 2 will give me 10. And x. And negative 5 times positive 1 will give me negative 5, right? Now, matches, right? So I'll say 2x plus 1. And then on this other one, I'll say x squared minus 5. And that's grouping. Ta-da!